Hi there, this is Miss Wismar coming to you from the BHS Library Media Center. I just wanted to do a little screencast tutorial to show you how to research and start your research for your English 11 literary research paper. Alright, to get started, the first thing to do is find the Library Media Center. So you're going to go to Bethel High School, you're going to click on Library Media Center, and it's always a good tip whenever you're starting a research project, be it here in high school or beyond when you move into college, or even in life, it's a good place to start going to the library, okay? So in here, I'm going to point your attention to what's called the digital pathfinders. Digital pathfinders are basically online guides that will help you find resources that are particular to a specific project. So I have them categorized into subject areas. You're going to click on English, and you're going to find the one with these pretty old books right here called Literary Research, or Literary Criticism is sometimes what it's called. You'll see one of the first things I have here is a video that introduces you to literary theory. If you are interested in learning a little bit more about the schools of thought, this is a good introductory video. And also the OWL, the online writing lab at Purdue University, they have a good definition of what literary criticism is. Now, to find your resources, you're going to start here. You're going to go to the print resources, and literary criticism is a little bit different. Normally, you would just start at Destiny, and you would click here, and you would go to the high school, and you would start researching, click on catalog, and you would start looking for a book this way. However, literary research is a little bit different. Instead, you're going to click on this. It's called Literary Index. And basically, it serves as a collective index of a variety of print resources. So the best way to start searching in Literary Index is to do a title search. Now, a little clue for you. It starts out with this, this little button being pressed where it says match any words entered. Now, if you do that, say I'm looking for Young Goodman Brown. If you do that and you don't change your parameters, you're going to see I get a ton of documents, 1,205. That's way too many for what I'm looking for. So if I change it to be match all word entered or exactly as entered, and I even refine my search by adding in an author's name, you'll see it becomes much more refined, and I'm finding exactly what I'm looking for, Young Goodman Brown. Now, I'm going to click on that, and you're going to see this page that looks like a whole bunch of gobbledygook, okay? But it's not. It's actually very important information. What it is it's the index to a variety of print resources produced by Gale. Now, prior to all of our handy-dandy databases and ebooks and all of the e-resources, print resources were always a very viable resource, especially for literary research. So even now, they're a good place to start with your research. They're definitely a great place to find some good criticism on short stories, on novels, on poetry, and many other things. The only thing is, this index includes all the different resources that we might have in the library, but might not. This might have some things that we don't have. So you'll have to do what's called cross-referencing, okay? So you're going to look at the title of the book, and that's what this consists of. These are each the title of a series of books. The volume number is bold, and the page numbers on which you will find an article on your particular story are right here after the volume. So what I'm going to do, you'll see there are a variety of books. We have some of these 19th century literary criticism in the library, but not all of the different volumes because they're about $150 a book. They're very expensive. So we don't have all of them, but we might have some. We definitely have short stories for students. And I know we also have some of the world literature criticism and literature in its times. But what I'm going to show you to cross-reference is I'm going to copy this name right here. I'm going to go back to my Destiny catalog. I'm going to paste it in here. And I just want to show you that right here, the record will come up. And you can take a look underneath the copies to see which volumes we have as well. The Lit Index said that this is in volume 1. And I'm pretty sure we do have volume 1. Now you'll look right here and it says the reference, it's a reference book, so it is up against the walls underneath the windows, and you'll see that this is the call number for it. And you can do that with all of these different titles to see if they happen to be in here. Now, because there are going to be multiple classes working on this particular project, we will try to have a cart of some of these reference resources already available for you when you come into the library. But this is always a very important thing for you to know, kind of how to start looking in the print catalog. So you can see the tips are all spelled out here on the Pathfinder, and also the tip of remember to look at the table of contents and the index for the page numbers of articles that relate to your thesis. The books are very handy. They have all sorts of thematic indexes as well. You can take a look at those and learn a little bit more about how they're constructed. All right. The next place to look is your online databases. They're a little bit more straightforward. You've used them before for other classes. The first one that I would point your attention to is Literature Resource Center. And Literature Resource Center is kind of like a basic database that you can use for this particular project. And same thing, you're going to want to do a search. You might even want to do an advanced search. That's always a good practice to get into so that you can kind of refine your search from the very beginning. And if you're looking for a particular keyword, you can add that if you happen to have a theme you're looking for. The name of the work, I'm going to put Young Goodman Brown. That happens to be my example for today. And Hawthorne, again, to refine it a little bit. And you're going to press search. And in here, this one is pretty easy to use. You'll be able to see it will give you, you can see there are 37 different articles of literary criticism. These are tabbed out, so these ones are topic and work overviews. They can also be handy, but they're not technically criticism. They're more like a synopsis. It might be helpful for you to mainly stay on this literary criticism page. But you can see there's also limiters on the side. So if you happen to be looking at how Young Goodman Brown might be an allegory, an allegorical story, you can go ahead and click on that. And that will refine your search to focus on the 4 articles that focus on allegory within Young Goodman Brown. So that is one of the databases. You can always ask me for help with that. Discovering Collection is very similar in its makeup. JSTOR is a little bit more high level. It's actually a college level database. It stands for Journal Storage, Academic Journal Storage. And my one tip, if you do happen to use JSTOR, is always make sure you use the advanced search. I just want to show you what I mean by that. If I were to just type Young Goodman Brown and press enter, it brings up 21,000 different search results, and honestly, only some of them are going to be related to the actual story. Now, if you do a little research, you're actually going to find out there's a second story called Young Goodman Brown by a different author, so you might want to make sure that you go straight to the advanced search. You do Young Goodman Brown, maybe add in the author's name. You can even add another field for keywords. And then make sure you click into articles specifically. And my number one tip for using JSTOR is make sure you're clicking into the specific area of study that you're in, language and literature. You're going to see that it has everything from African American studies all the way down to zoology. There's tons of stuff in JSTOR. So do make sure you refine your search a little bit. Press search. And then you'll see specifically some good articles about Young Goodman Brown by Nathaniel Hawthorne do come up in here. Now, JSTOR works a little different. You have to download the PDF if you happen to be interested in the whole article, but these are things I can definitely get into helping you as we go along. And all of the stable information, stable URL so that you can bookmark it is right here. Same thing with the other databases. Always make sure you don't paste, like highlight and paste and copy this top browser bar one. You always have to make sure you look for what's called the stable or persistent URL. That would be something you can bookmark for later on. Citation tools are also available in here, so you can export your citation. I think for most of the databases, you can export straight to EasyBib. I'm not sure. JSTOR is a little bit different, but EasyBib does have a good way of citing that. If you are interested in it, you can look on YouTube and just say JSTOR EasyBib citation, or you can ask me and I'll come over and show you. So anyway, I hope this was a helpful introduction. Please feel free during your research to ask me any questions or email me at wismarj@bethel.k12.ct.us. You can always find my information on the Library Media Center's webpage. All right, thank you and good luck.